What do you think of the new Morphe palettes? Are they any good? Yeah? No? What do you think? Should I review them? Should I do a first impressions on the new Morphe palettes? Hi everyone, it's Amy here and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel for the very first time. Either way, I'm excited to have you, but today I wanted to share with you my first impressions and some swatches of the new Morphe palettes that came out. And I'm not sharing one, I'm not sharing two, but I'm sharing 3 palettes. But hey, I restrained myself. There was 4 that came out and I only got 3. So I consider that a win for everyone. So I tried one of the palettes out for the first time, only time trying it. They seemed really good. They seemed very similar to the other Morphe palettes as far as the formula and all that, so I don't think they like skimped on the smaller palettes compared to the big palettes. To me, they seem the same. But again, first impressions, like I haven't really tried them other than getting to play with them right now to swatch them. So we will kind of see as we go and see what happens. So let's get started. So the first one is the 12Z palette, and this is more of a darker palette. It's got silvers, greens, blues. It's kind of just all random. There's like no rhyme or reason to the colors other than they're mostly all dark shades and more cool tone. So far out of swatching all of them, and you'll see, the only one out of the 3 palettes that I'm kind of disappointed in as far as pigmentation is this green one, which is really sad because I love like an emerald green kind of color, or this dark forest green. Like that's such a gorgeous color, but it just seemed like you kind of would have to pack on the color. I think it would be good if you used it as eyeliner or like on the lower lash line. I think you could get away with it, but maybe not the best for doing like in the crease and stuff like that. And then this silver color here was pretty and the pigmentation was there. There's a texture to it. You're probably gonna have some fallout, but the color was pretty. So this would be really good for a classic smoky eye, especially with the holidays coming around. If you were gonna do a classic New Year's Eve smoky eye, that would be a good one to do it with. But I'm going to swatch for you now. And since this is Morphe palettes, they don't have names. So I'm just gonna tell you by this way, like I'm gonna swatch the top row, the middle row, the bottom row, and then I will swatch them all together for you. So you'll see right now, this is the top row. And this is the second row. And this is the third row. And this is the entire palette swatched together right now. The second palette I picked up was the 12S. So this palette, I think it might be my favorite out of the 3 that I'm going to talk about. And I don't know if it's 12S because they're entirely all shimmers. That could just be an educated guess, but they're absolutely gorgeous. This top row is probably my least favorite out of all of them. The most pigmentation is definitely in these 2 rows, which I guess if I hold it this way, it's the second and the third row are my 2 favorite, and this one's the least favorite. They're good, it's just that they're so light in color. Like these are really light shades. You just have to really build them up, but the pigmentation is there. So you'll see right now, this is the top row. And this is the second row. And this is the third row. And this is the entire palette swatched together right now. Alright guys, so the last palette that I got is the 12NB, and they're dubbing this one, at least Morphe and like Instagram and all that, that this is like the baby 350 palette or the sister palette to it. And so as soon as they said that, I was like, oh, the 350 palette's amazing. I have to have this. So this is what it looks like. And this is probably my second favorite palette out of these 3 that I'm going to talk about. And the only reason why I say that is I find that like these 1, 2, 3 shades just are so light that they don't show up too well. They still like show up. They're just not the best out of the palette. I think some of the other colors in the other 2 palettes are better, and I think some of the more transition shades and matte shades and some of the other larger Morphe palettes are better than this palette. So you'll see right now, this is the top row. And this is the second row. And this is the third row. And this is the entire palette swatched together right now. Alright guys, so those are all the swatches and kind of my take on the palettes. So far I think that the quality is the same for the most part. I'd say for like 90% of all the colors in these palettes. They're on par with the bigger, larger Morphe palettes out there. I think they're a really great price. You get 12 eyeshadows for $14.99. I like the fact that these are small and compact. They're way more travel friendly than the other Morphe palettes. I love those palettes, but they are much larger and sometimes they do kind of pop out of their casing, so I try not to travel with those just as there's so many eyeshadows and they're so fragile. So I like the fact that these look like they're really going to stay in the pans and they're much more travel friendly. All in all, I really like these palettes. So far, I think they're great. Only a couple of them kind of didn't meet my expectations, but I think overall these palettes are worth buying, and I'm really excited to keep trying these out. So that's my first impressions. I hope you guys like this video. If you want to see more first impressions of products and all that, let me know. Give it a thumbs up if you liked this video. Leave a comment down below if you liked it or if there's any other products you want to see first impressions on. And please subscribe to my channel so you can stay tuned to all my upcoming videos. And go find me on social media outlets. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Every single one of them is Makeup by Amy Michelle, so it's easy for you to find. And don't forget to subscribe below and go check out all my latest videos. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!